Now, I'm going to be slightly controversial because I believe that network systems are not a CRM system for you and your business. In today's episode, we are talking about the power of starting, growing, and scaling your business and systemizing your process to make that entirely possible. I think there's a big trick that so many people within financial services miss, and it's the power of having a CRM system outside of your network system. Now, I'm going to be slightly controversial because I believe that network systems are not a CRM system for you and your business. They are a tool, a system for making it possible for your network to check that you are compliant, to form the compliant file or the client file with all the relevant documents in it, and to make sure that you've dotted the I's and crossed the T's. So I'm going to help you to understand the importance of having a CRM system. Now, back on previous episodes, I talked about making money while you sleep. And I did a podcast episode all about this, which was the implementation of Mortgage Keeper into my brokerage. Now, in July of 2021, I have just spent the last 7 months developing my own bespoke CRM system to take our business to the next level. So whether you are starting, growing, or scaling your business, I'm going to share with you some hints, tips, tactics, tools, strategies that you can think about. Now, when I first went self-employed, I started on spreadsheets, and I know so many mortgage brokers who start on spreadsheets. It's a great place to start. But the problem, it doesn't give you scalability, because you have to be making sure that that information is correct. You have to make sure that the data is being kept up to date. And that's fine when it's just you. But when you want to start bringing in a PA or an administrator or another advisor, it all starts getting really complicated. Now, I've used several different CRMs over the years. If I take you through a quick snapshot, Excel spreadsheet, went into one called Iris. Avelo is what it was called. You may have heard Iris because they do a lot of the protection stuff. From Iris, we went to one called Lime. In 2016, I then started developing my own CRM system, which was called Active CRM. I put 20 grand into it, but realized that I didn't have deep enough pockets to get it to achieve what I wanted to achieve. It was still on an old server inside the office. How could I take people on throughout the country or anywhere and everywhere? How could I have freedom, time, and autonomy on my day if I'm trapped to the CRM system in an office? So after that, I then moved to Mortgage Keeper. And in 2018, I went through Salesforce, needed too much of a development. I went to Intelligent Office, no automation, no customization, really structured, mostly for wealth. I looked at Mortgage Keeper in the May, found that they put me on version 5, and there was about 25 errors in the space of 2 weeks. And I carried on testing, carried on measuring. I joined Primus and I utilized their Horizon, as it was then called, Toolbox as it's now called. And in the end, I went for Mortgage Keeper, realizing it was the best of a bad bunch in October of 2018. Now, I referenced that it's the best of a bad bunch, but it's a great CRM system. It's enabled me to go from what was myself and my PA, 2 people, to now a team of 17 users, I think. And that's fluctuated between 15 and 20 over the course of the last 12 months. But my biggest pain that I have in getting us to 50 people is the reporting side of things. It's great at everything that I'm going to share with you today. It's great if you want to stay as a lifestyle business. But when I want to bolt on, you know that my specialism is marketing and lead generation. It's what this podcast was the foundation of. It's what my social media is the foundation of. It's what I talk about a huge amount, attracting new clients, but now also how you increase your sale value of those clients. And Mortgage Keeper has been fantastic in managing the sales process. But what got us to here is not going to get us to there, because I need marketing. I need a machine on the front end that enables me to track the customer journey, to know which lead sources have been the most effective in an instant. So whether you are starting, growing, or scaling, I'm going to share with you what has realistically been 11 years of understanding systems, processes, CRM systems, automation, structure, speed, efficiency. I would say that one of my superpowers is process within this industry for financial services advisors, is within streamlining and saving not just minutes, but also seconds, because those seconds making marginal gains add up to a huge amount over the course of a year. So I'll break it down into 3 sections. If you're starting out, spreadsheets is great. It's going to get you going. But as a means to keep money low cost, eKeeper's only £50 per license per user. It's nothing. But as a real means to get yourself going and understand where your customer is in the customer journey, alongside working with your network, there's loads of free tools you can use. Trello, Asana, Monday.com. ClickUp is one that we use for project management within the business. It's got an element of drag and drop, and you can move customers throughout your sale journey. You can add notes to it. You can send emails inside it. If you use a bit of the automation side of things, you can track your customer journey nice and easily. It's an area in which I teach startup financial services advisors to get themselves into it. We have a training module within inside one of my programs. As you begin to scale and you start thinking outside of yourself and your administrator, maybe you want to take on an advisor. The other ones that you can potentially look at, Pipedrive is one that many of my clients use. Pipedrive has the ability to do everything that Trello or Monday or Asana do, but it also has the ability to run reports and to look at sales figures and to add in some automation around emails and text messages and also links for Calendly. But again, it requires a little bit of investment and a little bit of extra cost to put those customizations into place. When you start thinking about growing, you need something that can realistically manage 4 or 5 people. The key thing in having a CRM system, which has been one of my biggest learnings, having done 25 CRM setups for my clients in Financial Pro, is making sure that it's visually pleasing to your eye. Because what I like to look at and what I like to use, colors, layout, structure, it has to resonate with you, because you need to look at it and say, well, yeah, I get it. This is simple. This is easy. I can utilize this. If you look at something and it's slightly confusing, and if you play with it for a couple of hours and it's still confusing, you're never going to use it for the next 2, 3, 4 years. And this has come from a point of being with eKeeper for 2.5 years. And that's enabled us to grow. The beauty of something like eKeeper, and there are other ones, you could look at Smarter, you could look at Mortgage Magic, you can look at 360. All different networks use a lot of these systems, but you've got to make sure that you're using them to your capabilities and the best of your ability. Because to break down, and you can go back and listen to my previous podcast episode, it was one of my early ones, Making Money While You Sleep. But it's about having a structured, streamlined sales process, documenting that out, and then enhancing that with systemization. It's about linking an email going to the client, which breeds consistency and improves your sales process for every step of that sales process that you document. It's about being able to choose the text messages and when you want them to go out. Maybe when a new lead is booked. Maybe when you send the client an email with the list of their documentation. Maybe when you give them access to the client portal to make it secure for them to upload documents. Now, the key thing is not just automation and speed, but it's also reporting, being able to measure, monitor, and manage your team, your advisors, your customer journey, and knowing exactly where your customer is in that process. It's enabled us to grow to 17 people currently on our team. We know where we're losing business. We know which advisors are losing business. We know the products that we have sold. Our sales process is streamlined, structured, and robust. And this is why I'm so passionate about having a CRM system outside of your network. Is what if you want to leave? The network system is there to deal with compliance. It's there to make sure you tick all the boxes. And many of my clients and mentees turn around to me and say, yeah, but Gary, I'm putting data into 2 different places. No, you're not, because you don't double up or duplicate. So for example, if you're under a network and you have a network CRM system, you can do your first for conversation in your own CRM. You could build a mini fact find with just some basic details. So you captured some information to retain, not a full fact find, but some basic information to enhance that conversation. You can collect all your documents. You can track your notes, your diary entries, your callbacks, your products that you've sold, the commission amounts that you have. And then when the client returns all the documents and you need to load up the proper fact find, you go into the network system. You then manage the fact of fact finding, AIP, application submitted in your own CRM, but you're doing the physical work for those parts of the process on the network CRM. Once the application's then submitted and your compliance is then done, you're managing the post-sale application process on your own CRM. But you have your own data tool to be able to manage that customer journey. It's vital to give you time and freedom. It's vital to go from starting to growing, from growing to scaling. And this is where we are at now. 2.5 years, 17 users into utilizing Mortgage Keeper. I am somebody who loves tech, who loves speed and efficiency, who loves marketing, and made the decision that I would begin to develop my own CRM system because I want more data than eKeeper is able to provide. With probably 2,500 users, one change on Mortgage Keeper affects another 2,499 other users and businesses. Well, I can't be having that because that delays the speed of implementation and the speed of action. It's more expensive to develop your own, but the scalability, the opportunity is massive. And that's going to now give us everything we need, tailor-made to the way in which my business works, the way in which we want to interact with our clients, giving us the opportunity to grow immensely should we want to. We've got better reporting. We've got personalized reports. I've created reports on Excel with bar charts and tables and graphs that the guys who are developing it have said, oh my God, we've never built anything like this. Now, not everybody and every single one of you is going to want to scale your business. Not every single one of you is going to want to develop your own CRM system. That's fine. Mortgage Keeper will get you to a team of 20. You'll have to spend a few extra hours creating reports, but it has all the data in there, whether you're directly authorized or whether you're an appointed representative, to get key information relating to your business. And it could be a case that, Smarter, Intelligent Office, should you choose to use it, 360, one of the other providers may be more suitable to you. The thing that I love about eKeeper is the customization side. You can customize pretty much anything within it. The difficulty is that can come with errors, that can come with coding issues. Now, something like Smarter, for example, will work much more fluidly, won't have as many issues, but you're very structured and strict in terms of what you can and can't do. And when I've spoken to them numerous times over the last couple of years, they just don't have the capability to do the things that I want to do from a business and a CRM perspective. It's why I'm DA. It's why I'm directly authorized. Now, it's why I've developed my own CRM system. Yes, for IP, but also for scalability, for growth, for the opportunity to take our business to the next level, to dominate the industry, to be the #1 provider and assistance to self-employed financial services advisors. If you don't want to work with my firm, then you join us underneath Financial Pro as a coaching client. But if you want the work done for you, if you want the best marketing, the best system, the best support, then you can join Active in order to be able to get that. But I digress. The purpose of this is to give you an insight into CRM systems. It's something that you must have if you want time and freedom. When I teach my clients, when I coach any financial services advisor through to startup, through to scale up, one of the key things we look at is sales process and managing that end-to-end customer journey. We then look at systemizing that process and making sure that it's streamlined, robust, automated, and as fast as it can possibly be, whilst making sure that we give an absolutely top level service. And then once you've got the process and the system correct, the piece of the puzzle and the icing on the cake to transitioning you from advisor to business owner is you bring in people to manage the process and the system. That enables you to delegate much easier. That gives you confidence in your customer journey being managed, because it's being managed and monitored and measured in a way in which you want, because the system manages the process and the people manage the system and the process. It makes sure that you not only bring in new leads, but you maximize every sale that you're making, that you increase not just your customer sale value there and then, but you increase your lifetime customer value. I can run a report instantly right now and I can see who in my CRM system is self-employed and hasn't got income protection. And I can send an email to all of those people and put them into an email sequence to then gain their attention and to develop that relationship into a sale. I can look and see who has got life insurance but hasn't got a will. And we can do marketing directly to all of those people immediately. We can pick anyone and everyone who is between a certain age or a demographic and market to them about anything and everything that we want. It's not just about speed, efficiency, and automation. It's about looking at the client that you have and increasing the value that you can offer to them. It's about making sure that you are reporting on the data that you need in order to be able to drive your business forward. KPIs, data, reporting, information is power. And whether you are starting, growing, or scaling your business, you need to have the right system and process. And I know full well that so many people in this industry go from an employed job to being self-employed and have never run a business before. There's a huge amount you have to learn. You can be great at your job, but it doesn't make you a good business owner. Trust me, I know. From 2006 till 2015, that was exactly me. Spent 10 years building a business that I absolutely hated, that had me financially trapped because I was spending 20 grand a month on low quality leads, because I recruited really badly, recruited people I liked rather than actually people who were good at the job. We all make a habit of that. But there's ways and means in which you can give yourself time, money, and freedom, that you can build the business that you want, that gives you more time to do what you want with who you want. And that foundational step, that foundational principle is all about process, systems, and lastly, people to manage those processes and those systems. It will increase your profit. It's an investment, not a cost. It will transform your life and transform your business. And it will take everything to the next level, because with data, with being able to measure, monitor, and manage, you will remove your anxiety, you will remove your stress, because you'll know exactly where things are when you need to know. It will help you more than it will hinder you. A bit of a pain to get it set up, but nothing's ever easy. There's always short-term pain for long-term gain. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode about systemizing your process for time and freedom, and also money. Let's be honest, we're in business to make money, as well as to do a good service, as well as to look after our clients, as well as to have a lot of fun and challenge and adversity along the way. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. I am about to go through a huge rebrand of my brokerage from being Active Mortgage into Active. I'm going to be talking to you about that in the next episode, and what you can expect from content, from podcast, from video, from YouTube, from me, about the huge journey that we are about to embark on. I'm going to be sharing a great deal about the growing and scaling of my brokerage to help you overcome the challenges that you're going to face. I'm going to show you how to start, grow, and scale your business from 5 to 6 and 6 to 7 figures, exactly as I've done since 2016, whilst removing myself from the day-to-day operations of the business so that it runs autonomously. Is that the right word? Possibly. So that it runs without me, effectively. So I'm excited to share this next phase of my journey with you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a fan. Thanks for being a follower or a listener. If you need help, as always, come and reach out to me on my Gary Das Instagram page. Send me a DM with your questions, with your content that you want me to produce for you, with the video or the podcast episodes. We'll get them out there. It's all about helping you to build a more effective, more profitable, more stable financial services business without the overwhelm, without the stress, without the hassle of figuring it all out on your own. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in. Remember, now's the time to become pro.